Hey, what's up, lightboltjoe here. Today we're going to discuss season one. One and done, that's it. I know what you did last summer. This is an Amazon Prime slash Sony Pictures original project, 8 episodes long. This is based on the book, I Know What You Did Last Summer, which came out in the 70s. So the author of that, Lois, I forget her last name, was, and I had to look all these things up because I just don't understand why this show came about. Um, Lois was not happy at all with the 97 film, the first film. Freddie Prinze Jr. as Ray, Jennifer Love Hewitt as Julie. You had Helen, played by Sarah Jessica Parker, and then Barry Cox is played by Ryan Phillippe, right? So that iconic film, Ben Weiss is the, no, not Weiss, Ben Willis is the fisherman killer, stalking them. I Know What You Did Last Summer. Like, it's a very makes sense plot point throughout the time period. Okay. That is changed from the book. The book didn't have any of the main characters dying, didn't have the revengeful, murderous spree that we have in the 90s cult classic film, which is now getting a sequel. Well, technically, I Still Know What You Did Last Summer, 98, was a sequel to that. And then we're getting a reboot sequel, a requel with Jennifer Love Hewitt, and I think Freddie Prinze Jr. is back, which comes out next year. I really want Brandy to come back because her character still technically is alive at the end of the second film. So if we're making a sequel, or is it a sequel to the first film? The events of the second film didn't happen. This is a different universe. Is it a sequel to the second film? I don't know. I don't know yet. I'm curious and I'm excited. But this show is based on the book, but it's not based on the book because the only thing which is based on the book is the fact that a group of teenagers are wasted their graduation out of high school, inadvertently kill someone, hide the body, year later stuff happens. That's it, right? But when you're basing something on a book, you use the same characters. These are all different characters. It's a different setting, it's a different everything. The first film had the same main characters as the book had, from what I've read, in regards to looking up stuff, doing research. I never read the book, so I can't compare anything. But this show has all these new characters, all this new plot point, takes place in Hawaii, and it's a soap opera with who killed who when, and who's sleeping with whom, and who's pretending to be somebody else, and there's a cult involved, and I'm like, what does this have to do with the book? Nothing. It's nothing to do with the book. So the fact that it's based on the book, it's a lie. The only thing that's based on the book is the name, the fact that the kids murdered someone, hid the body, and now they're facing the aftermath. But it's a matter of who is acting this revenge, and why are these things happening? And then what's the purpose of all this cult stuff? What's the purpose of one twin pretending to be the next twin, to then be revealed, to then not to be revealed, for then the killer to confess, but then retract things, and then the whole Stockholm syndrome happens where victim is now leaning with the killer. I don't get it. There was far too many plot holes in this. The ending of Riley being frozen in honey in the freezer, and then her eyes opening without an arm, because that makes sense. Physics and biology, because that makes sense. So many things don't make sense or are not explained. Why did Dylan have those spiders and feeding them raccoon brains? Why did he have Riley's arm this entire time? Why did he set Clara free, quote unquote? Was he actually working with Clara? There were so many things not explained, and it's aggravating and frustrating. This was unfortunate that it's associated with I Know What You Did Last Summer, because it has nothing to do with those characters. Absolutely nothing to do with those characters. Visually, it was stunning. Of course, anything filmed in Hawaii is gorgeous. You have a very attractive cast, aesthetically pleasing cast of characters to look at. Awful, awful characters. Stupid, horrible, do terrible things to each other characters. I'm not rooting for anybody. I'm waiting for the killer to enact the next revenge. And then certain things which don't make sense. Margot's working with the security guard Kyle to enact these things. That's how there's the text's going out at the same time, and then that's how but then who's laying the traps for these people to be killed at? What's the connection in regards to the cult setting? Why is Kyle involved? It doesn't, certain things don't make sense. They're not explained, and it's just a waste of time. I wasted 8 episodes worth of film, 40 something minutes per episode. So rounding to 8 hours. I wasted 8 hours of my life watching this, and I only watched this specifically because we were doing a I Know What You Did Last Summer marathon. I remember I have not seen the full entirety 3 seasons of the MTV/VH1 TV series Scream, specifically because of how terrible that was. The first season, I remember watching like half of it, and I was like, wow, this is dumb. I don't want to watch the rest of this. And then starting this, I remembered that TV series because we did a Screen marathon, and I have not technically talked about the TV series. But now that I've seen this TV series based on I Know What You Did Last Summer, based on quote-unquote I Know What You Did Last Summer, I have literally no interest in going back to Scream, despite the fact that Tyler Posey is in the 3rd season. I love Tyler. Tyler is a wonderful person, absolutely wonderful human being. I have no interest in watching the Scream series, and it's unfortunate because it's a matter of, oh, well, do I watch it to complete the review marathon? I can't put myself through it currently. Maybe years from now, I'll try it when I'm bored. This show was awful. It had no relevance to the film series. It has no relevance to the franchise. It has done absolutely horrible with critics and audience alike. That's why it was canceled. Because it's stupid. You have these stupid, horrible, terrible characters doing terrible things to each other. Why do I care what happens next? Things aren't explained. It's dumb. It's dumb. It's unfortunate. We watched it. I will never watch this again. I will never champion this because the writers are just awful. Awful. Who approved of these character developments or lack thereof? Stupid. Stupid. Disgrace to the franchise. I am hoping that the 2025 film is wonderful and an actual true requel of a film, reboot sequel of a film. Absolutely hope my hardest that it is an actual true reboot sequel of a film. I am terrified because of the garbage that we've been given in regards to the 3rd film and in regards to this TV series, but it's on the list. We watched it. Summertime, on to the next review. Mahalo.